Hey LTCF, it's Bekah here. It is Testimony Tuesday, and today I have Lindsey Henry.
Hi guys. I'm such a goober.
It's okay, that's why we love you. Hey, so we last week we kind of didn't have a Testimony Tuesday because we were just focusing on prayer for our house and for our leaders. But I am coming in strong with Lindsey beside me, and we're just going to kind of jump right into this, Linz. So, how long have you been a part of LTCF?
All right. Well, my mom was 16 when she joined the Lake Tahoe Christian Fellowship, and she was 18 when she got married, and I was born in 1984. So I've been a part of Lake Tahoe Christian Fellowship since birth. I'm 35 now, and yeah, uh, I remember being 4 years old, and basically my mom told me about Christ, and I kind of was like, well, I want him to live inside of me.
Yeah.
And so we she walked me through accepting Christ into my life, and I made the relationship part of being a child of God and understanding who he was and how he can be my Lord of my life when I was around 14, 15, um, at camp, where I was Bekah's camp counselor.
Yes, you were. I
That was
just came across these photos too from camp, and one it was like you were like kissing my foot. It was really funny. It
Yep,
was dirty foot, mind you, because we were camping.
that's right. They love you. So yeah, I've been a part of LTCF basically my entire life.
Okay, so we are like completely soul sisters for that matter. LTCF soul sisters.
Raised.
So okay, so you've been a part of LTCF. Was there a time I know that you moved away and went to school, correct?
Yeah, I was very blessed to go to a 4-year Christian school in San Diego. It used to be called Christian Heritage College, and then they changed to San Diego Christian College so that they could kind of be more, I don't know, findable on the internet. And yeah, I was our resident director there, our resident assistant. I did that for 2 years, and I also played soccer for 4 years. And it was kind of the most amazing experience of my life. Never ever trade going to a Christian college ever. It was wonderful. So yeah, and then I
Yeah,
came back.
everybody ends up back in South Lake. We always come back, don't we?
We do, and as we should. Tahoe's a beautiful place, and if you can make it, then it's good to actually be here because you're with family and you're with people who you love and community, and it's just a great place to live. I'm so blessed to be here. So
I know. In the winter times, we're like always like, oh, Father, like really?
yeah.
Another snowstorm? Or no, Father, you're supposed to have snow, not rain. Like, but we know how worth it is. And we see the benefit because we're very much alike as far as being a part of the church since birth. So it's
Yeah,
all about who you know in this town. Thank
true.
you, LTCF.
True.
Sweet. That's awesome. So fast forward then you came back and then I'm sure you got to meet your man, your hubby.
Yeah, actually, I met Brian via a internet web social media.
You don't seem so stoked on to say that out
Well,
loud.
um, I met my husband through MySpace. And then after MySpace, he was working here in Lake Tahoe, and it was very funny the way that we kind of figured out that we knew each other, because I used and he was in construction, and so he realized that he met me at Meeks a couple of times, and I was like, I know you. And he was like, I know you. And yeah, so that was in May of '06. And we've been together since. We got married in 2008, and we are working on year number 12 of marriage.
Oh my God.
Knowing each other for 14. Yep.
Yeah, you still like each other. A little
A
bit.
little bit.
A little bit. Good.
I could I could I could love him a little more.
I I don't
But
know.
no.
Everybody in quarantine, or everybody breaking out of quarantine, is like either you're gonna love your husband more or you're ready to kill him.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
I do. I
okay.
love my husband very, very much, and we've had our ups and downs, but yeah, God has brought us through a lot in our marriage. So
Wow. Okay. So then I would love to know what your faith shaking moment, or like I always reference back to what Jacob Zorn said, your faith, what is it? Faith making moment. I don't know. I said
okay.
it wrong. But yes. So what happened? What's new? What's up?
Oh, what's the deal?
What's
Okay, so well, just a very little thing about me. Well, it's not little, it's very apparent. I love children.
Yeah.
um, it is I really love just being able to hang out with kiddos and love on them and teach them. I am a teacher. I I started at LTCF in Sunday school when I was 12, and my whole life I was like, God, I just really want to have kids, and I'm like super excited to have a husband, and we're excited to have kids and stuff. And um, when Brian and I were first married, we basically were like, well, hey, let's have some kids, and we just basically, of course, started trying because that's how it works. But it for some reason it just wasn't happening, and so what we ended up doing was we started to go see some doctors and things like that, down to what was going on. And turns out, actually, I have an ovulatory issue, and um, unless God decides to create a miracle with me, uh, it won't necessarily happen without a doctor's intervention. And we discovered that in 2011. So we were married in 2008. So we were married for just about 3 years. We had been trying since 2010. No, we had been trying since just about 2009, 2010, and then in 2011 we discovered what was going on. And from 2010 or 11 until basically 2018, I just could not handle every single person around me getting pregnant. I couldn't handle like baby showers. I couldn't handle, and it wasn't like I was upset with people. I wasn't upset with the kids, of course, because people are, that's a beautiful miracle. And I loved every minute of it. And I was just like, God, why aren't you allowing this to happen to me? And
It was
that
more of you like being mad at like God, kind of like, nope.
Yeah, I was a little more frustrated because I always felt like I always felt like I wasn't allowed to be angry with God, but then I kind of, through a lot of just kind of growing and learning, I there's this really kind of simple saying of like, he's a big God and he can handle your anger. And I know that I wasn't sinning in my anger because I was just really frustrated, and I was like, okay, what's going on? It was like that period of unknowing. Um and I was seeing all these people, and like even people who, in my own perspective, because I didn't know, and I don't know God's great plan and great glory, because all things work for his glory and his good. I didn't know why people who, in my opinion, shouldn't be getting pregnant were getting pregnant. And I was just like, okay, well, I did it right. I got married, and I I'm doing it all right. I'm doing it the right way. And to me, I was confused, and I wasn't like angry at the people who were getting pregnant. I was just frustrated. I was like, what the heck are you doing, God? And fast forward through crazy times, we get to 2018/2019, and God literally did a miracle in my soul rather than just like my mental place or my emotional place. He did a miracle in my soul. He basically said, Lindsey, if you're content in me,
Mhm.
then that won't be a burden anymore. And um, it took a really, really long time to get to that place. And it took a long time for me to stop trying to control everything around me and to like try and do everything that all of the books say to do, like just relax and you'll get pregnant. Just enjoy your husband more and you'll get pregnant. Take this pill and you'll get pregnant. And
Yeah.
get in a certain position and you'll get pregnant. It's like all those things where, and I know that this is like kind of a taboo topic, but infertility is not, it doesn't make me, this is something that God brought me to. It doesn't make me any lesser of a person or any lesser of a woman or any lesser of a mother simply because I can't have kids.
Right.
And it's okay. And I know that everybody's asked the question of, you
Or when
know,
you guys having a baby, or yeah.
yeah, exactly. Or like, have you thought about adoption or have you thought about foster care? And my goodness, yes, yes, we've thought about all those things. And every time we thought about those things, God was like, Lindsay, are you content in me though? And then I would come to that place and I'd be like, I'm not. And we just knew, my husband and me, not just me. I wasn't making the decision myself. I was not making the decision by myself. I just want to make sure that I reiterate that.
Nip that in the butt now.
Yeah, because there were opportunities that came along that posed themselves as good things, but when I approached my husband on it, not like, hey, we could have a kid right now. It was more like, what do you think about this? And my husband would be like, oh, I'm not sure. And then he would come to me the next day and basically be like, I just don't feel a peace about it. And because Brian is the head of our home and the head of our household, and that holds pretty big in the grand scheme of, biblically and things like that, I really wanted to honor Brian and his perspective and also his um, concerns, because his concerns are just as valid as mine. And I felt a peace when my husband said, I'm not sure. And so when we got to, different places and stuff, we kind of talked and things like that. And I basically was like, you know what? Ready. And he said the same thing to me. He's like, when you're ready, I'm ready. And I'm like, okay. And it's kind of funny because I'm still content in the Lord. And I think we're okay. Like I know God has us in the right place. I know that I have an influence over so many kiddos who I love with such a deep, compassionate love that I just want to see them be great, that I'm just like, you're just the greatest. And I get like super excited. I know Bekah has attested to me like loving on her kids.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm like, come over, help me. Help me.
But
You're wow. Like wow. Because I mean, I know because I'm your friend, but this is a really powerful thing to kind of share because yeah, infertility isn't something. Miscarriages and infertility are things that are kind of not really talked about, or kind of like, ooh, don't talk about it, like, ooh.
yeah, yeah,
So I admire you for being the woman that you are, for sharing that, because this is not an easy topic, but you're coming at it too from a heart of truth. I mean, of God's heart. You're listening to Him, and something too I find kind of profound, especially right now. There's so many confusions and so many distractions, and
mm-hmm.
I love what you said, that like, Lord, I'm content in you. Like, I feel like that needs to be what we need to say every day after,
Yeah,
even if we put on the news for 10 minutes, it's like, all right, after that, Lord, I'm content in you. Like
yeah,
that's powerful. So, cause yeah, I'm always like, where are you, God? Like, Father, whoa, things are kind of going out of hand, but then
yeah,
I'll have those moments of peace. So I love that. I,
yeah.
I I will use that. So I hope everybody else does. Well, do you have anything else you want to share and encourage anybody?
Well, I mean, yeah, even with these crazy things that are going on in the world and everything, I just going back to being in being content and being at peace in, first of all, that God is in control, but also that he's on the throne. Like, he is the Lord over this earth. And when the word says we battle not against flesh and blood, but we battle against principalities, that's not us with our boxing gloves on fighting, like invisible spirits. It's basically our spirit. When we're content and we're contending with the Lord, we're fighting those things as believers and as Christians. And if we aren't constantly, like, seeking the Lord and asking God, what's going on? Where are you? How are you in this? Point out to me what I can do to be a part of this, or to better the situation, or how do I need to change my heart? Just if we're constantly in communication with the Holy Spirit, and talking with the Lord and reading his word, then we're going to get hit by those our spirit's going to get hit by those principalities, and we're not going to know what to do. We're going to be in a state of confusion. We're not going to know left from right. Our right hand is literally not going to know what our right hand is doing. Our left hand is not going to know what our right hand is doing. Our right hand is
It's
not
already said it. It's already said it.
It's like we're going to be in a state of confusion, and
right.
it's just going to be like not understanding anything. And so if you have the word, and you also surround yourself with people who you trust and people who are wise, I really cannot stress how incredibly beneficial it is to be a young woman who has a deep relationship with wiser women who are older than me, who know more than me, who they respect me. I can't imagine my life, who I am right now, without those people.
Right.
And so having that, and also having the Lord, and also staying in the word, is just exactly what we need to do right now as a generation, and also as people.
Right. That's good.
So it's just so important, especially because if we don't glean and actually use that wisdom that's given to us by our people, by the people that we trust, and that's peers, like me and you, and then also people who are older than us who have the wisdom and the experience, then we're just gonna an image of a flopping fish gasping for breath comes to my mind.
Yeah.
If we don't have that support system, then we are literally just going to be by ourselves, and we're going to be losing it, not knowing what to do, and drowning.
Right.
So
that's good.
That's kind of the encouragement that I had, even though it kind of feels a little heavy, but
oh, it's true. Yeah.
For right now.
No, that's good. Well, thank you, Linz, for joining. LTCF, we miss you. There is some word. What? There's some word that we are going to be meeting very, very soon, at the end of this month, hopefully. So we'll keep you guys posted. People ask me if I know what's going on. Nope. Most of the time I don't. So I love you all. And I appreciate, Linz, you coming on and doing this. So, yeah. All right, LTCF, I'll see you guys later.
Bye, LTCF.